It's really like
I heard. Did he say cookie?
No, wait.
I think he said cookie. I would like a cookie, yes. That would be wonderful. Chocolate chip if you could.
Kevin?
Well, it wouldn't be one of our live streams if we didn't start off with something going wrong. You know how that works. Oops, hang on. Forgot to turn the volume down.
You can hear yourself.
Stop hearing yourself. Stop hearing yourself. Stop hearing yourself.
I'm hearing clearly now that the rain is gone.
I miss the rain down in Africa.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Well, shall I start the intro now?
I guess.
Ooh, okay. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, and thank you for joining us once again, The Monsters of Gaming. I'm Kaiju K, and with me here is Necro Nick.
No.
Deathgasm.
Fuck yeah.
And Mama Bear Maxine. And tonight, we're going to scare people. Well, kind of, sort of. We're going to be talking about villains, and what we consider to be the most terrifying villain. Now, villains are a hard thing to think about, because certain villains aren't really scary in the sense of villainy, like Jaws, for instance. And then on the
nature.
You find Jaws scary?
You're not listening. I said some people would consider him scary, but then people would look at someone like Dr. Evil and say, oh, he's just a joke character. Until you realize how many people he actually kills throughout the movies.
True.
If you want to put it on a technical scale, he usually kills more people than members of frickin' James Bond villain casts. And he's a spoof character. So
very true.
So what do you claim to be a villain? What would be a villain to you, Necro? What's your definition of a villain?
Somebody that's demoralized beyond help.
That's a good way of putting it, yes. Deathgasm, how would you describe a villain?
Joe Biden.
I called it. I told you guys. We aren't even in 3 minutes and already we got our first Joe Biden comment. Oh my goodness.
Listen, I saw an opportunity for a fucking golden joke. I had to take it.
I know, and you dove on it. You dove on it spectacularly. Okay, I give you full credit on that one. You just freaking swan dived onto that. I agree. What about you, Mama Bear? What would you consider a villain? Like, what's a trademark definition of a villain, you'd think?
Oh, jeez, I never really gave it much thought, to be honest.
It's okay. Here's what most people think when they hear villain. Ready? The bad guy. That's the simplest way of looking at it.
Yeah.
The opposite of the hero of the story. But when you look at it, there's lots of villains. So what we're talking about here, folks, is some villains that we consider to be the most villain of villains. You know, like, with now Necro, no surprising the actual answer. All right?
Nope.
We'll get to that. But what would you consider to be a trademark villain? Who is just a dastardly, monstrous person that we should just put in the hole as fast as possible so he cannot destroy anything else?
You're making it hard for me not to say the actual name.
Okay, well, you can say the secondary best villain from that series if you want. I'm just waiting on Joe Biden to pop up again somewhere, but
I mean, for most people,
I think that joke's tapped out at this point. Like,
I mean, if he was
gonna expect it at this point.
But if he was removed,
for most people, like in the MCU, obviously most people think Thanos is a very big villain.
right?
But I actually don't disagree with Thanos.
You mean you don't agree with Thanos?
No, I don't disagree with his philosophy.
Oh, okay. So you don't see him as being an actual villain, just somebody who has a different moral scale.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, he is trying to benefit the galaxy. The galaxy is running out of resources, and if you did remove 50% of the population of the galaxy, the resources would last a lot longer. That is technically true. And I'm glad you brought up Thanos because, believe it or not, I cannot classify Thanos as an actual villain. For the reason of.
Neither.
But the reason I have it is because Thanos is not a human. Now, go with me on this one. I'm not saying that all villains have to be humans. What I'm saying is he is an alien from another world. Can we really judge him on his cultures and beliefs because he's from another world? That would be like trying to have an argument between a Buddhist and a Catholic over who has the right religion. It doesn't work. It's unfair. So yes, I agree. Thanos is not a villain. He's evil in my eyes, but I don't see him as a villain. But who would you think is a villain then? Lots of them out there. Lots of villains.
There are lots of villains.
But what we're trying to see is like a villain that if you removed, there'd be more good from them being removed than bad.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with Duma. Or Duma. Or Dorma? I can't pronounce him.
Dormammu.
Yeah.
Dormammu, the dark evil villain from the Doctor Strange comics and movies.
Yeah.
Well, he is a demon, he is evil, and he is trying to destroy the world, so I think that fits firmly in the category of an evil person. Could that fit as a category of a villain? I do believe so. Does anyone say that a demon trying to destroy the world would not be considered a villain? Anybody?
No.
No? All right.
Can't disagree.
What was that?
I said I can't disagree.
Right. Is he intelligent? He constantly gets tricked. He constantly gets tricked by a drunk man, so no. But he is dangerous, yes. And if he was removed, that would be a lot of good.
Yeah.
He fits along the lines of Trigon as well. Just an evil demon that's wholly purpose is to destroy and conquer. You remove them and yay, you're safer. Safer. Unfortunately, in the comic book world, you take down one evil monster and 12 take its place. So,
even Slade would be another good one.
Slade, yes, aka Deathstroke.
Yes.
He's a brutally intelligent villain, yes. How about you, Deathgasm? Name a good villain, a villain that if we got rid of, it'd be better off for the world.
The makers of Wolverine Origin, what they did to Deadpool. I'm just
but no.
fucking jokes to catastrophes.
But at the end of Deadpool 2, it's retcon.
Like, I'm not saying the movie was horrible, but what they did to Deadpool.
Well, don't worry, because that was fixed at the end of Deathpool 2. He fixed all that.
Oh yeah, where he fucking went through time and fucking started killing everyone.
Right. He fixed that. That's good. That's all good. That's been cured. That's cosmically been healed. That one doesn't count. They're all dead now. Deadpool got rid of them. We just don't realize it.
I just figured I'd make a good joke.
It was a great joke.
But then we also got to get rid of people that create Green Lantern altogether.
Yeah, but they got rid of them too. And the actor.
Green Lantern wasn't that bad. I actually liked that movie. I will advocate for that movie.
Well, listen, I like the Aquaman movie. That doesn't mean I'm not going to...
I will never advocate for fucking Aquaman.
Hey, listen, the movie was a lot better than what Aquaman actually is, but SpongeBob could still beat him in a fight, okay? The movie was good, but he still couldn't beat SpongeBob in a fight, all right?
I'm not saying he could. I'm just saying, like, I can never stand for an Aquaman movie because, honestly, I didn't really care for it.
That's fine. I didn't care for Green Lantern.
Green Lantern was at least pretty good.
No, it wasn't. They
Dude,
ruined.
I fucking enjoyed that movie.
They ruined so
That's
many
how people
villains.
say Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer was not a good movie. It was a pretty good fucking movie.
It was comical. But
I think
Or Jack the Giant Slayer. That was pretty good too.
all right, Mama Bear, what's a good villain? What do you consider a good villain?
How about Skeletor from He-Man?
Skeletor from He-Man. Yeah, there you go. That's an evil mother right there. He's killed lots of people. Nobody? Nobody remembers Skeletor? Yes, He-Man.
I know of him. I can't really say I really know what he's about.
he's too young.
Oh, I forgot. I keep forgetting he's the young blood.
Oh my
Well, I
God.
think
Just remember, I'm gonna outlive all you motherfuckers.
Don't be so sure. My family's usual age of dying is in the 80s and 90s.
Okay, to be fair, I'm probably gonna yeet myself one of these days by doing something stupid that I shouldn't do.
Exactly. Listen, my family's known for two things: bad luck and long lifespans.
How do those two mix?
It's very painful. Basically,
That's
Listen,
over
right?
my life.
if I follow my footsteps of my uncle that I'm named after, he's currently 103, still gator hunts and lives by himself.
see? There you go.
Still gator hunts.
Hunts. Yes, he hunts gators.
That's fucking awesome.
I don't know. That's pretty freaking twistedly dangerous if you ask me.
You ever taste pretty good too? Yeah.
At 103, I don't think I'll be able to move.
I'm lucky if I can
Remember,
move now.
this is the uncle named after, so it kind of fits with me, you know?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna mute my mic in a few moments because I'm gonna be ordering food and I really don't want the entire world to know how big of a fat ass I am.
Okay, fine.
Do you guys want anything?
Yeah, but it's gonna get cold before it gets here.
I don't know, with the way I drive, I might be able to keep it warm.
Oh boy.
Well, no, I'm good. I'm good. I got a bit of a stomach bug. I'm good. Thank you, though.
Because
All right. Well, I'll tell you.
Well, I just came from your area, Nick, because that's where my buddy lives. And I'm not driving back into fucking Beaver Ghettos.
You,
well, then why'd you?
I was more offering Kyle and his
fiance.
mama.
Oh my goodness, he is a villain, Necro. He's your villain. He offered you food and then, haha, not for you. Ha ha ha. But when
It's
I
not like he actually wanted something.
Oh.
No.
All right.
Okay, from what I've heard, at least Necro can cook.
Woo! Woo!
I'm muting.
Okay. All right. Well, when I think of villains, there are a few that come to my mind real quick. Lex Luthor.
Why?
Yeah.
Batman.
Lex Luthor is definitely one. You shut your whore mouth. Don't you ruin the surprise that's coming next. Lex Luthor, he's a twisted guy. He's basically jealous that he can't be Superman, so he does everything in his power to ruin Superman. I mean, and he escapes from prison all the time.
Even though he can't ruin Superman because it's fucking impossible.
Right, but I mean, like, that's a pretty twisted mind. I'm going to bring him up. The Joker.
Yeah, that's another good one.
There's a twisted guy right there.
His girlfriend.
How about Hannibal Lecter?
Yes.
There's a twisted monster, too. If we're talking about really twisted, what about the aliens from Alien, which I will be fighting against very soon? They're pretty monstrous, too. These are pretty... What?
I was asking the guy that turned on his video where he's ordering from.
He's got it muted, so we wouldn't be able to hear him.
That looks like Taco Bell, maybe? Yeah.
Oh. DoorDash Taco Bell, maybe?
No!
No! I changed my mind. I want Taco Bell. I want it. I killed for it before. I'll kill for it again. Technically, the villain list is quite large, and what I think makes a good villain are several things. One, the villain has to have purpose. The Joker's a twisted guy, and his purpose is spreading chaos. Okay, I can live with that. The next thing is, they gotta be able to avoid getting caught, or at least escaping constantly, and Lex Luthor and the Joker and Hannibal Lecter, they all do that really well. One of the biggest things, though, I think, is a good villain needs intelligence. Dumb villains are just that. Dumb villains. Like, my personal favorite, Condiment King. Tell me you're scared of a guy named Condiment King.
I'm not.
I'll have to catch up with you, and I'll relish this moment. Haha.
Listen, just you with
Right, it's just me as a villain. I know.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to your fire sauce.
I'm gonna fire things up. This might get hot. This is getting a little salty, so I'll just continue on with my ideas. But like I said, like, a good villain doesn't have to be a murderer, though. A good villain can be just a really twisted psychopath. Which brings me to what I believe is the greatest villain to ever exist. This villain has existed for so long and gotten away with so much that he's tricked the world into believing something that's a lie. To believe that he's actually a hero. A man so dangerous and twisted and powerful that he lies even about not having powers, which obviously he does have. I introduce to you, for everyone to know, the greatest villain to ever exist is none other than Bruce Wayne, aka Batman. Not to be mistaken by Bluntman and Chronic, who are heroes. Alright? Similar, but no. The truth is, Batman is the lowest, most vile, disgusting villain to ever exist. And besides all of that, he has more than enough superpowers to go around.
Yep.
Now, I know the people who are watching are going to say, Batman doesn't have any superpowers. Batman can't be... Well, let me throw this one to you. In a fight between Darkseid, Superman, the Man of Steel, invulnerable, got punched through a wall into a mountain and got hurt by it. Okay? Batman attacked the same gentleman, a human, got punched through a similar concrete and steel wall, hit a car, and was able to stand up and backflip over the car to avoid another strike, while Superman was still unconscious miles away. How does Batman exist this way? How does he survive that hit? It's impossible. It's literally impossible for a human to be able to survive that. I have been thrown through walls before. You do not just stand back up after you're thrown through a wall.
Nope.
And we were talking about the Mad Titan himself, aka a creature akin to a god, who has the ability to literally just pop a planet if he feels like it. And you get sucker punched by him through a wall that has concrete and rebarb in it, hit a car, stand up and avoid his next... What?
Kevin was like, you guys got hurt by getting thrown into a wall? No, through a wall.
Through a wall. Gotta get it right. Through the wall. But yeah, how does Batman survive that? I'll tell you why. Superpowers. Batman has the ability to slow his heartbeat down so slow that Superman can't hear him.
Yep.
Superman heard a wristwatch go off through space. Space is a void. Space does not carry sound. And somehow, Superman, from light years away, heard a wristwatch emergency call from his buddy Jimmy go off and was able to fly there and stop it. But somehow can't hear Bruce Wayne crawling through the air ducts. Superpowers. It's the only explanation. There's no other explanation. He can sense a gun being aimed at him and dodge it. Superpower. Now, a lot of people
Hang on.
Oh?
Okay, Kyle. Deathgasm's trying to ask you something.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's he trying to ask me?
Go ahead.
Is this am I being punked? I can't hear anything.
Wait, you can't hear Deathgasm?
I cannot hear Deathgasm. There's no voice coming through. I can hear you.
He's coming through on my end.
Is he? I haven't touched anything. Let me check. Deathgasm? No, he's not muted. I actually can't hear him.
Maybe. He's gonna try leaving the call and coming back.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't hear anything.
Can y'all hear me now?
Now I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, but I was saying, Batman's other superpower is crawling through ductwork quietly and somehow making it through ductwork.
Yes, you are correct.
Humanly way fucking possible.
Precisely.
Like, movies fucking lie to you. Like, honestly, when I found out I was making ductwork 3 years ago, I'm like, holy shit, this shit's gonna be cool. It's gonna be big enough for me to fit into.
Nope.
Most of them, I could barely fit my leg into.
Exactly. And yet, he can somehow sneak around the Man of Steel who can hear through space, somehow breaking the laws of physics. And yet they say, oh, he has no superpowers. Really? No superpowers, huh? What about the time he took down the entire Justice League? No, that's not.
I want to bring up a few points here before we get into that. Because it's one of the points I was going to touch on, too.
Okay, go ahead and touch on it, man.
Okay, so first off, there's my reasons of him being the biggest supervillain of all time.
Okay.
First off, the reason why the Joker is so chaotic and everything is because of Batman, because he never put a stop to him.
This is correct. Actually, I was going to get to this.
Joker, starting off, he wasn't as crazy as he is now in our times.
Nope, he just fell in love with Batman.
Yeah, he fell in love with the fucking dumbass that couldn't actually fucking stop him, and which made him more crazy and come up with more cockamanian ways of going about his craziness. So, if the greatest villain would have actually done what he was supposed to as his hero self.
You mean put him in jail instead of Arkham Asylum?
No, I mean kill the motherfucker.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but this allow me to jump into a point. I agree with you on this one. He is the reason the Joker's around, but okay, there are multiple places you can put villains in the DC nation, okay? You could put them in the Phantom Zone if they're too dangerous. You can send them to Themyscira where the friggin' Amazons will beat the shit out of them constantly until they become good guys. Heck, if you're the Flash, you can rehabilitate them. Where does he keep sending them? Well, none other than Arkham Asylum. The easiest to escape mental asylum. It's not just that, but it's the easiest to escape asylum ever. He's in and out every single day. There's got to be a reason for that.
He doesn't send them to jail. He sends them to a fucking asylum, which is just to correct your mental health. They don't want to be corrected, so it's not gonna work. God.
I mean, to be fair, most of his so-called villains and rogues gallery are actually not villains. They're just treated wrong. I mean, you could easily rehabilitate most of them. The only way you're rehabilitating the Joker is with a .357 Magnum round to the skull, though.
Oh.
You blow him away. I mean, let's look at some of them, shall we? We have Harley Quinzel, a.k.a. Harley Quinn. She's a freaking doctor. She has kids. She has
Which
Stockholm.
mind you, if he would put the bullet in fucking Joker's head, then she would never became crazy.
That's right. She has Stockholm syndrome and is constantly with this guy, even though he abuses the crap out of her. Seriously, if it's the one reason I'd kill the Joker, it's because how abusive the bastard is. Not to mention all the other crimes. Which, gee, Lord, I'm not going to get into those. Whew, he's got a list. Then look at some of the others. Two-Face is one of my favorites. Oh no, half my face got burned off. You're a multi-millionaire. Just go get facial reconstructive surgery. What? You heard me. Just go. Done. And then when the Joker shows up, you send his arse to life imprisonment or get him executed. No, I'm going to flip a coin because half my face is evil now. Dear Lord.
But,
I'm sorry, keep going.
Kyle, can you still hear Deathgasm?
I cannot hear Deathgasm.
Okay. Death, try not videoing. It seems like whenever you switch to video is when he can't hear you.
He may have to reconnect again.
How about now?
I can hear you now, man.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave it on video.
Okay.
It's not like anyone wants to see this thing on a camera, but
Bah. Anyway,
That's true.
you were saying, man.
Okay. So, my point number 2. Okay. So he assembles the Justice League, in a sense, pretty much.
He is one of the founding members, yes.
Yes. But yet, he has the way of killing almost all of them because, well, the Superman one's not guaranteed to work.
Neither's the one with Wonder Woman, that's just a guess. But still, the problem was, not only did he figure out all their weaknesses, he put them on files on a computer.
Yes.
That could be found.
Not any other one of them.
Yeah.
And which all upset them when they found out.
Yeah, and then he left the Justice League, but then they got hacked and all the information was leaked.
Yes.
what's the Flash's weakness out of curiosity?
What's what?
The Flash's weakness.
He was going to use, he borrowed, quotation marks in the air, borrowed, an item from Superman's locker called a time-dimensional rift device, which would allow him to basically trap the Flash in time. Why Kryptonians built this, I don't know. I'm just saying that it's a plot hole device. His weakness is marbles thrown on the ground, okay?
I was going to say, a well-placed stomach.
Yeah, somebody accidentally putting their foot out, a speed bump he doesn't see coming. What's the Flash's weakness? Anything that can trip somebody. Just seriously, like a sheet of ice. That's why Captain Cold can always beat him. Who's just a dude with a gun that shoots ice. Every time I've ever seen the Flash beaten, it's always been because somebody clotheslined him, or tripped him, or he slipped or something. And I got a bad feeling that tripping at that speed probably hurts pretty bad.
Yeah.
You were saying, though?
Yeah. Well, first off, for somebody creating a fucking member, a founding member to do all that is pretty heinous on all terminology.
He is pretty twisted.
And pretty much between trust with your companions.
Yep. And we're not even scratching the surface of the worst things he's done yet. This is still, like, decent stuff. We have not scratched the surface of the horror stuff.
People really realize he's held there under the pedestal of, I'm a hero. No, he ain't.
Nope. Batman is a very twisted individual. He has superpowers but claims not to. He has a wealth of money that could save and help many people and doesn't use it. He's a paranoid schizophrenic who's afraid of everybody who's an ally to him.
Not only the power of wealth, but he has the knowledge to pretty much help everyone out in so many ways.
Let's use a classic example.
Oh, yeah, that.
His name is Dr. Victor Freeze.
Yes.
Now, Dr. Victor Freeze, as you all know, who was displayed by Arnold Schwarzenegger, which was horrible, is a super genius whose wife is unfortunately suffering from a very rare case of cancer. She's dying. She had to be cryogenically frozen to give more time. Now, this is sad. The gentleman only wants to cure cancer. I mean, yes, it is to save his wife, but once he finds the cure, he can literally cure cancer. You know, one of the most deadly things on the planet, I'm pretty sure everyone here has been affected by cancer in one way, shape, or form. Okay?
Yeah.
So what he's doing is he's trying, and he needs money. So who does he reach out to try to get money to cure fucking cancer? Bruce Wayne. Who says, no, it doesn't seem like something worth my time. This is Batman, by the way. Batman, a hero. Telling this poor guy, no. So now, Dr. Freeze has to become, or Victor Freeze has to become Mr. Freeze, which is actually pretty funny that he just basically added his title. I would pick Dr. Freeze personally, but... And now he has to use his genius to rob banks. Now, there's something else you should know about Freeze. He doesn't like killing people. In fact, he tries very hard not to do any of it. Most people are just frozen in place, and they're...
Freeze, because it doesn't kill people, it just immobilizes them.
Right. Basically, it puts them in a cryogenic stasis until they get thawed out. So he's not even killing people. He's trying to cure cancer to save his wife. And what gets worse is Alfred, Batman's loyal butler, has the same type of cancer. The man who raised him. And yet, Bruce Wayne still says no.
He is a heartless fucking son of a bitch.
Yep. Deathgasm, you still there, man?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm shoving my face with tacos.
Yeah, I saw the tacos. Yeah,
and other assortment of stuff.
Well, now, since we're speaking of the Caped Crusader, if you will, or basically Darth Vader, let's talk about some of the truly twisted things he's done. Okay? Back in the day, a long time ago, there used to be a guy named Damian Wayne. This is Batman's son. He denied the child his family right, tried to get rid of him, and even tried to kill the child's mother in front of the child, without even thinking. Jason Todd was dating Batgirl, so what did Batman do? Knowing that Jason Todd was dating Batgirl, he fucked Batgirl on top of a rooftop and got her pregnant.
Yep.
And not only did he do that, but then he denied her any kind of help, saying, it's on you. And then, while she was out patrolling, because Batman told her to patrol even though she was pregnant, she ends up losing the child due to a miscarriage. Batman doesn't even pat her on the shoulder and say it's okay. Just, it's a problem with us, we fight crime, get over it, and then walks away from her. You're telling me this
is he also he trained his own son, Batgirl, which he trained, off of who is
Barbara
Gordon's daughter. So he betrayed 5 people just fucking principles of his own selflessness.
Yep, just for a booty call.
Did you guys like that comment?
What comment?
Well,
I said, holy fuck, he's more heartless than most of my exes.
Oh my.
Well, get ready for this one. This one might be one of the most twisted things he's ever done. There's a hero known as Cyborg. People know.
Teen Titans, right?
Right. So, The first time he met Cyborg, Cyborg was a member of the Teen Titans, a superhero who was fighting crime. So, what does he do the first time he meets this man? He infects him with a virus that hides in his system. First time meeting this guy, this is a hero, a guy who's never done anything wrong, and the first thing he does is infects his mechanical systems with a virus that stays hidden inside and keeps updating itself to stay hidden from him. Why? Because he didn't trust him because he was part robot.
He sounds like one of those fucking old knob guys that say technology's gonna turn on us.
That's right. Now, we're all here. We are all hail Skynet over here. But Batman has done some other twisted things. For instance, my personal favorite, Batman doesn't kill. Well, let me explain to you how wrong that is. In one of the first Batman movies, Batman is fighting on top of a rooftop. He's fighting standard thugs. Now, these aren't ancient alien warriors. These aren't muscle-bound criminals. These aren't aliens or demons. They're just regular guys down on their luck trying to do some crime. I'm not saying I'm advocating crime. I'm just saying they were trying to steal some jewelry. He literally knocks one of them off of a 6-story roof into a garbage can. Now, it's supposed to be said that he survived. But if you fall 6 stories, if you're not dead, the horrible injuries that you are now part of could cripple you for life.
Yep.
He pitched people into vats of acid, has blown up cars in traffic while driving through. But here it is.
I'm not trying to talk down on the show The Avatar, but that's kind of the same thing with Aang there.
Oh no, Aang knows he's killing people though. Aang knows he's killing people. He's got to know he's killing people. He's got to know.
Every fucking time he talks to any spirits about like when he had to kill fucking should have had to kill Ozai.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't eat meat because I treasure all life and I don't kill anyone.
He says as he blows a guy into a solid steel wall.
When you fucking pistol whip someone's ass into a metal fucking wall.
Yeah, and then they just fall.
That you're not killing them?
They're just laying there. No, they're asleep. No, they're not. You blew some guy's head up when he tried to kill you.
If you got whipped into a wall because of a freaking 200-mile wind gust being slammed at the front of you, I don't think you'd be physically okay at all.
Oh, no. He just bitch slapped you with a hurricane. You're fine. You're fine. No. Well, I fully understand. And Batman's the same way. I have this explosive gel that I'm going to cover this wall with. Blows the wall up. 3 guys are laying on the ground. He just walks past them. Those guys are probably dead or currently dying.
Yeah.
We're not talking Spider-Man, who catches the bad guys at the end, and if they have to go to the hospital, puts them outside the hospital, and if they don't, he puts them outside the police station. No. This guy just leaves them there. They're just thugs. He doesn't care. He just walks away from these guys.
Although I think the same thing could be said about Daredevil too.
Well, Daredevil's a villain too. But he's not on the same level as Batman.
No, Daredevil is vigilante. He's made to kill. He's what we classify as an anti-hero, if anything.
Although he's pretty good at killing people.
Daredevil, he's an anti-hero.
Yeah, well... No.
Wait, how do you guys consider Daredevil an anti-hero?
Oh, I consider him a vigilante. I don't consider him an anti-hero.
Yeah, I mean, he's more under the vigilante, but technically, if you go by standards, he is a anti-hero because he falls in line with Punisher, Deadpool, who are all anti-heroes.
Basically, an anti-hero.
He's like a villain.
Well, he is like a villain if you think about it. I mean, these are just random thugs once again. These are random dudes walking around who don't have superpowers or super healing, and most of them probably don't have life insurance policies or anything like that. And suddenly, Daredevil whips a chain around their
The
neck.
blind motherfucker who just uses his fucking hearing to fucking beat on these fuckers.
Yeah. And have you watched what he does to them?
Yes, I have.
Snaps.
And I enjoy it.
Yeah, snaps necks, breaks limbs, throws into concrete bars. He's killed several of those men. We're not denying that, but he doesn't have a I don't kill mentality either. He says it, but he can't tell if he killed somebody or not. He's blind. That's his excuse.
He'd be able to tell if he kills them by listening to their heartbeat, because it's told that he could hear their fucking heartbeat.
Yeah.
Again, Kevin, you never claimed that he hasn't killed anyone.
It's just that maybe he just doesn't believe it. Maybe he thinks they're all asleep. What I'm trying to say.
That's a fair point.
And once again, but Daredevil does kind of fall in the same category as Batman. The big difference, though, is Batman has the ability to be an actual hero. There's nothing stopping him from righting wrongs, fixing problems. He's literally a billionaire.
Daredevil is not. He is a normal, average guy that just has super hearing and learn martial arts.
Me? Who's me? Hmm?
See, a lot of anti-heroes are actually pretty much just vigilantes. Because they're fueled by their own purpose to do what they do. Where Batman is considered a hero to most people, but doesn't do all the heroic stuff that he is able to. And that's why we classify him as a villain. The greatest villain.
Yeah. The truth is that if Batman were to actually think it through properly, he could stop all of the main villains from the series within a few weeks.